Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today, once again, we're gonna grab some canned chickpeas. You know, like I've told you in the past, one of the best pantry staples out there, as they're very affordable and heart healthy, and we're gonna create a super delicious recipe. We're talking a creamy chickpea soup with spinach. This is known as una crema de garbanzos con espinacas. Now, the beauty of this recipe, besides the fact that it's made with the simplest ingredients and easy to make, is that it's all done in just 30 minutes, yet it feels like it's been simmering for hours. Folks, this is the perfect soup for a cold winter's night, and you can serve it chilled on a hot summer's day. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each spoonful, it's gonna fill you with so much goodness. This video is sponsored by Tienda.com. La Tienda is an online superstore focusing on selling all things Spain for your home and kitchen, and they've been around since 1996. And like I always tell you, they have the biggest selection of artisan Spanish ingredients, like queso manchego, the famous jamón serrano and jamón ibérico, Marcona almonds, olives, the beautiful canned seafood from Spain, and all the spices you need to make all your favorite Spanish recipes, among so many other great ingredients. And let me tell you, when it comes to cookware, they have an amazing selection of authentic Spanish paella pans that range in size from 2 servings all the way up to 50 servings. And they even offer classic grilling systems, that way you can always perfectly cook your paella. Folks, visit Tienda.com, let them know Albert from Spain on a Fork sent you there, and make sure you use coupon code ONAFORK during checkout for 10% off your order. Alright, let's just dive right into this. I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium heat and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. While the oil is heating, I'm going to roughly chop 1 medium-sized onion, roughly chop 4 cloves of garlic, cut 2 carrots that have been peeled, each one into small chunks, and roughly chop 1 leek that's been cleaned. And it's okay if the vegetables are not perfectly cut, as we're going to puree them later on. Now add the vegetables into the hot fry pan, and we'll mix them around, that way they're all coated in the olive oil. And you don't have to mix this around continuously, but do get it every minute or so, that way everything evenly sautés. After 6 to 7 minutes and the vegetables are lightly sautéed, I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1.25 grams, and half a teaspoon of ground cumin, which is 1.5 grams. And we'll give it a quick mix, that way the spices are evenly coating the vegetables. Then we'll remove the pan from the heat and let the vegetables sit at room temperature just for a few minutes, that way they can slightly cool off. In the meantime, I'm going to drain a can of chickpeas into a tall plastic cylinder. The size of the can that I'm using is 15.5 ounces, which is 440 grams. And for this recipe, we are going to be using the aquafaba, as is one of the elements that gives this soup that beautiful creamy goodness. And using a handheld blender, we'll blend it together. You can also use a food processor here, NutriBullet, or even a stand-up blender. Once the vegetables in the fry pan are cool enough to handle, we'll add them into the plastic cylinder with the chickpea puree. And we'll season with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll blend everything together until we end up with a smooth puree. Then we'll heat the same fry pan with a low-medium heat and add in the chickpea and vegetable puree. Then we'll slowly whisk in half a cup to 1 cup of water, which is between 120 to 240 milliliters, until you end up with a perfect creamy texture. You can also use chicken broth here, beef broth, or even vegetable broth. I just prefer to use the water in the soup, that way the liquid doesn't overpower the delicate flavors of the soup. Once all the water has been added and we've ended up with a beautiful creamy soup, make sure to give it a taste, that way your seasonings are right on the money. While the soup is simmering, let's get our spinach ready. I'm going to heat a separate fry pan with a medium heat and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which once again is 30 milliliters. After a couple minutes, I'm going to add in 100 grams of fresh spinach, which is 3 ounces, and mix the spinach with the olive oil until it's lightly wilted. And as you know, I like to add the spinach in there in batches, that way it doesn't overflow out of the pan. And I'm using fresh back spinach here, but you can also use the frozen stuff. Just make sure to fully thaw it out beforehand and pat it completely dry. Once all the spinach has been added and it's lightly wilted, we'll season with a kiss of sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it one final mix and remove the pan from the heat. Then we'll grab our simmering creamy soup and add some into a shallow bowl. Top it off with some of the sauteed spinach. And we'll garnish with some chickpeas that I reserved from the can. Check it out, our creamy chickpea soup with spinach is done. Beautiful presentation, heart-healthy ingredients, and all done in just 30 minutes. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. Once again, folks, una crema de garbanzos con espinacas. Truly what honest home cooking is all about. Here we go. That is absolutely delicious. Like I told you at the beginning, with each spoonful, it fills your body with so much goodness. But for me, the real winner here is we grab a can of chickpeas and a handful of vegetables, and we created such a delicious soup. Give this a try at home. Serve it next to a crunchy baguette, and of course a bottle of Spanish red wine, but more specifically from the region of Ribera del Duero. You're gonna have yourself one heck of a fabulous meal. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Dr. Michael Barvitz, Jesper Halloum, Jim Owens, and Clarence Bolin. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way we can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.